Everybody, this is episode 103 of the Carrying the Culture show. I'm super pumped up about this one. So we all know fashion is a huge part of hip hop and what big part of what makes it a culture. And so we're gonna dive deep into that hat shit, 90s shit. I'm fucking pumped. We got a super skilled, talented brother here, Jerrill Sankey, designer, hat maker, and all around poster of dope shit. So I'm fired up, man. So thank you for having us. Look at me, I'm so I'm a little lit too, but thank you for joining us. Man. I appreciate you.
No problem, man. Thank you. I
No,
appreciate you for sure.
yeah. So everybody, if you guys got questions, please use the questions feature below, and that way I can pull them up, and then we can all see them. And we're gonna get it started, man. So like I said, I'm really pumped for this one because I've admired your work for a while, man. Been on your page and seen your shit. I mean, blown away by your pieces and stuff like that, man. So just want to say that, like, yo, shit is phenomenal, man. Like,
I appreciate it. It feels good to see that people like it. That's the whole reason. I mean, I do it for me, but at the same time, I love the reaction that I get for it. Like I tell people all the time, man, if people wasn't really into it, I'd still be doing it.
yo, it's
Like I
crazy.
love hats, man. I just
Yo,
love making hats. I can make other things, but I just prefer to make hats.
right. So we're gonna get it. I'm pumped up because it's like when I see your page, I'd be like, I see shit that I would have posted. I'm like, oh, that's just like it's just like I've been vibing with you, so I'm definitely it's good for me to be able to get to know you better and stuff. So that's what we're just gonna chop it up and for me, I just got mad questions, Joe. So I always like to find out history. That's just important for me. So
Okay.
first and foremost, like where are you from? I mean, I see your post location say Baltimore, but are you from that
Yeah.
area?
So I'm originally from Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh,
So yeah, I'm a Bama boy. Like I moved to Maryland in '99, and when I was in like high school. So I lived in Maryland in like the mid '80s too. After I was born, and for a little bit, I got family here. So my uncle moved here first, and then we followed up in like '99, and
what?
then just goes from. I've been in Baltimore City for the last like 13 years or so.
Okay, I got major questions then because like so you said high school you kind of got to Baltimore around that time.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, that's a pivotal time, and so like, all right, so I've chilled a lot in Baltimore, and it's fun, but it's been grimy. Baltimore's
Oh
I love
yeah.
it's Baltimore.
It's like that. But also,
Every
I mean, it's some beautiful things about Baltimore too. It's like they're I mean, of course, like we have the sneaker culture ain't what it used to be. It's kind of like, I mean, it's still a sneaker culture, but not like it was in the '80s and '90s, stuff like that. It's definitely fashion here, but not as fast paced as a DC or New York or whatever. Like, so we just in between. We're like right there. But I love Baltimore, man. I love
I
Maryland.
love it too. I love it. I mean, you guys have their own flavor. I mean, I've come down there a lot for like house parties and stuff like house music parties and stuff like that, and
Okay.
but somebody's always stepped to me in Baltimore though. Like somebody's always run up like, yo, like, and they say two, I'm like, all right, I'm back in Baltimore. But I love it though. I love it. So then what was your influences then, man? Because, like the style that you put out on as far as what you share on your page and stuff is distinctly like East Coast, like
So
Northeast.
with that is, I grew up like being a lover of the East Coast. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
like
like
growing up in,
where did it start? Like in Alabama or in
for
Baltimore?
me, it started in Alabama. You know what I mean? So and it's like summertime, like it'd be like it was like what plenty of people lived on my block. So every summer, everybody's cousins coming from the north. So on my block, it'll be people who had cousins from Connecticut, Rhode Island, like New York. So and then they'll come and they're bringing the things that they know and they sprinkling it on us. So it's
Connects.
like learn
Yeah,
about more. No, go on. I'm sorry.
no, I'm saying so you had the connects coming down, like bringing you, yeah, bringing
Yeah,
the
and I have a
dope.
cousin from Flushing too. I had a cousin from Queens. So
Oh,
that played a big huge part in it. You know what I mean? Put me on the like boot camp click, stuff like that. Like
right.
so that's why you always see me posting like I'm stuck in the '90s, man. Like I'm just always there. You know what I mean? Like getting to come up like to Maryland like a couple times in the '90s and just being up here and getting to feel everything. But then I'm going back down south and like I said, summertime will always be fun because you get all those different personalities coming from the north and they come down. It's like they're showing you, putting you on the gear. They putting you on the music, and it's just an even like it's an even exchange. And then we like showing our little, you know what I mean, countryside of things that we into. But other than that, yeah, we learned a lot, man. You know what I mean, just exchanging info.
That's dope, man. Because it's funny that you say that because I would have been the cousin. Because I'm from Connecticut, so I was the cousin from Connecticut going to Virginia, like
Okay.
sharing stuff from from up there. I mean, I grew up like about an hour and a half outside of New York, so like I was coming down, going down to visit my cousins, doing the same shit. So it's like
That's
it's
what's
interesting
up.
because I was in Alabama. Like, wait, like how did it how did the connection happen? But that's dope. So do you from a music perspective, do you rock with any of like the more the southern stuff like
So
the
Southern, yeah, of course, man. I mean, growing up, like, I mean, being 2 hours away from Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? We had people like what before like Outkast and stuff. It was more like everything down south back then was more like the bass booty shaking stuff.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? It was a lot of that. A lot of those mixtapes and like a Florida, Miami based stuff, which derived from like New York. You know what I mean? So it's like everything comes into play. But yeah, man. Um, yeah, down south music, yeah, Outkast, more of the Outkast, like Dungeon Family feel, man. I'm
Oh
I'm
yeah,
I'm a Dungeon Family fan, like so that's what I'm for. But I grew up on East Coast hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So like I said, like down south, only certain things I'll listen to back then. Like I mean, probably like MJG, 8 Ball, stuff like that, like Ghetto Boys. You know, yeah, like that was the southern music I was listening to, and like regional acts.
What about like the No Limit and the fucking
Yeah, no limit, all no limit, all that, like the Suave House stuff. Like I said, MJG, 8 Ball, like what listening to like because we're in the middle, so it's like you getting all the feed down from Chicago too. So we
right?
like social conflict and all that stuff.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Everything but I mean house music didn't make it down that way or whatnot. But hip hop, yeah. Like a lot of East Coast because we had the box too in our region. So the box, like you don't know the box when the box is on.
oh
You know,
what?
and like summertime and like what just all the time, like all the music on the box. Like learning a lot from that stuff too. You know what I mean? That played a big part of like my influence in
That's
sneakers,
dope.
sports.
That because it's like like instantly. I mean, I wouldn't think like because I know a lot of Southern cats from down that way. Were like, what the fuck is this or whatever. But like, so for some reason, you just really gravitated towards that style for whatever reason. I mean, it's dope. I mean,
Yeah. I like more. I try to stick more to like I guess you would say like conscious type stuff, or I like street shit too. But you know what I mean. I just don't. I'm like you. You don't like trap stuff, right?
no, no, no.
You don't fuck with trap. Like I don't fuck with that either. Like I'm on that plane, man. You know what I mean?
It's,
Like
it's
every night.
listen, for me, the beat just does. As soon as I hear that beat, man, like I just want to run and jump out the window. I can't do it, yo. I can't.
I feel you. It's all the same really now. Like everything sounds the same now.
A lot of it does sound the same. It's really watered down. So, so how did you end up with a sewing machine and hat machines? And how did you start? Like, how did this all happen, yo?
So this all happened, I was a janitor for 10 years at a high school. So this all happened where like probably like my 6th year of like doing my job. I used to always do projects like stencil projects with t-shirts and stuff. Me and my buddy always talked about doing a clothing brand because I that's always been my dream to do
Were
something
you
in
an
like
artist
that.
growing up? Like, were you an artist growing up?
I mean, nah, not really. I wasn't really good at drawing and whatnot. Like I just was into fashion, but like I never was into. I don't do sketches or nothing now. You know what I'm saying? I just like to be hands on. But like I said, I was like working at a high school, and then I wanted to like get into doing fashion, but I didn't want to like print T-shirts. It was like I started the brand Creative King. I don't know if you remember that. So it's like I had some.
Yeah, I saw that, and I didn't see it no more. So I was going, yeah, we
Yeah,
can get.
I had to change it up. I had some like legal stuff with the name and whatnot.
Uh,
So I just went with my name. But I did create. I was doing. I starting off the early Creative King stuff, but I was just with my wife because she does like Photoshop and like Illustrator stuff. I was just like, yeah, if I draw some designs, can you like make it come to life? So we did for like 2 years. We was just doing stuff on Illustrator and just trying to come up with T-shirt designs. But I never really fell into that. What the sewing part came when I was like, man, you know what, man, I don't even want to do this no more. I like 5-panel caps. So I guess I'll try to make some 5 panels, but I don't want to get those mass produced because I ain't really got the money to do that. I rather I'm gonna see if I can make it. So I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, "Yo," she's like, "For real?" And we just stopped talking about it after that. But then she showed up one day and she had $100 sewing machine from Walmart. She said, "You said you're just gonna make some hats, right? I want to see if you can try to do it or whatever." I was like jokingly. I was like, "All right, bet." So I took it and I broke down a hat I got from the flea market, and I just tried. I tried to do it like the first like week or whatever. It didn't work out, and I just left that. And then I came back like 3 months later because I was like, "Man, I don't know. I really want to try this because I want to do something."
Right, right,
So
right.
doing that, man, and just start playing with it. First, I was sewing the brim on by hand, sewing the crown to the brim, doing stuff like that. But after a while, it's just like it was a thing. I go to work at 2:30, I get off at 11, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna like actually push to do this shit. I'll go on YouTube, look at little like sewing like videos or whatever, try to learn the ins and outs of sewing and whatnot. And then I just started like applying that, and then I was just doing that. Man, I was making hats for the first 2 years. It was just me making stuff for myself.
Right.
And
How
I was
long
making
ago? When was
paper.
this? When did you start?
Like 2009, 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, I started then. I was just like playing around at first, but then I made my first batch. I made 10 hats. I did a whole little website thing, but I mean I had no following and I wasn't even on IG or anything like that. Just to see how I flow. Nothing really moved, but I kept doing it just to perfect it, try to get it going. And then I moved to this area of Baltimore City called Hamden. And then one day it was on a strip because there's all these little boutiques or whatnot. I told my wife, I was like, yo, I think I'm gonna go down the street and try to show this dude my hats. And she's like, well, shit, go for it. I mean, I smoked it. I got myself jammed up, smoked the joint, went down there, produced the hats. The dude was like, yo, you made these? I was like, I mean, yeah. I mean, like I put them together and whatnot. He's like, all right, leave me like 5 of them. Man, that five of those is gone in that week, that first week. So
What were they? What was your first joints? What kind of
the
hats?
first joint was like, it was like fabrics that I got from like, I had some stuff from Walmart. Like it was just some loud color prints. I didn't really tap into like my actual style or anything until like 5 years in or so, like how I was gonna like start making stuff look the way I wanted to look. At first, it was just the ability of making a hat and like
What
making any.
was the hat? Like was it a 5 panel dad
It
hat?
was 5 panel. It was all 5 panel. Everything was 5 panel when it started off. So you remember those City Hunter caps that you can get at like the swap meets or the flea markets? It was one of those joints I broke down. So
Okay.
and I like tweaked the shape and the pattern of it, and I made it from that. Um, but to fast forward, a guy showed up at at the shop to see my hats, and he's like, "Yo, who makes these?" And he's like, "Yo, this guy named Jerrill Sankey, whatever, Creative King or whatever." And he's like, "Yo, tell dude to holler at me. I can help him out with some of these inconsistencies and stuff he got going on." And he told me that, I was like, at first I was like a little offended, but it's like, yo, you really learning, man. But you can learn you can get all you
Right.
can. And it was a little sewing house that was down the street from my house. So, dude gave me his information. I went down there and talked to him. Jeremiah Jones, which is Soul Lab USA. I'll post him every now and then. And dude tucked me in and whatever, and just started showing me. I started making the foot retention straps of fixed gear bikes working there. Cause Hold Fast. I don't know if you ever heard of that. That started in Brooklyn, but that's his company, and it's based here in Baltimore. So I started working there, and then I learned how to make. I learned how to make bags, fanny packs. Like I learned how to go crazy. Like I treated that like it was my college. Like I would call off. I use some of my sick leave from the school, dude, and call off so I can go work at this shop all day and soak up some of the education of sewing and this, that, and the third. And then like one day it's like, man, I don't know, man. I think I took a chance, man. I went to work and I asked for early retirement for him, man. I kind of like retired early from the school board after like probably like 10 years of working there. Then I went and worked with him full time, but I was like hustling too, selling my hats on the side and doing it like that. I mean, I don't know. They say like put your foot in the water to see if the temperature right. I just jumped in that bitch,
Got
like
it.
for it.
Got
So
it.
that's how it's been going. And like I said, I soaked everything up I could from
Damn.
that institution.
Damn. But like the thing is though, and this is always critical in these stories, is that you had someone take you under and show you game. You know what I'm saying? And really take, and that's always typical as critical. Like we never make it by ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Fact.
every, like oh self-made. There's no such fucking thing to me. Like I don't want to hear that shit.
Exactly. You
It's
getting elements from somewhere.
right,
You
right. So
know?
you may have talent, but like you was selling your shit, but he pointed out some other shit and helped you step it up, and then
Oh yeah,
make
man. The
two.
ins and outs, man. Like when I first started going there, it's like I was still using that home machine. So jumping on an industrial was like, that was some scary shit for me, like, because I never used an industrial machine before, and then I just started going from there using their machines, and it was a place too, like after work, like you can just stay there and just use their machines and get the feel of them, and like make your own stuff. They allowed you to make your own stuff, so I took full advantage of that. And I mean, after an 8 hour day, dude, I'll be there till like probably 10 at night, like banging out stuff, making my own stuff for that shop I was selling it in, and going like that.
Damn. So is that all you do now? Is that
That's all
your
I do. Yeah. I've been doing what this past March was made. This past March made 2 years of me just working for myself.
fucking salute, man?
Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
there too. So salute. I inspiration right there, man. Like, do you know, and you dove in that motherfucker. Like, what, yo? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
like,
like, you get a routine, man. You get it down packed, and like long as you do that and stay consistent, man, you can make shit happen, man. Like straight up. Like I never thought I'd be making a living off selling hats. You know what I mean? I never thought it could be possible. You know what I mean? But hey, I made it work. I guess I made it work for myself.
damn.
And
Damn.
anybody, and I love seeing so many other people tap into that too. Right now, we're starting to see like a renaissance of like creators. Like
Yeah.
it's going crazy. Like the
Yeah.
trajectory changed. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like the little man is like really growing in the ranks and really don't really need the big entity,
Nah.
especially with social media now. So
Right.
that just changed the whole landscape.
Right. You cut all that shit out. It's the same thing in every area, man. If you look at every sphere of like art, creativity, or whatever, like the social media shit is cut out and so it's allowed us to catch up. It's allowed people to do things that you wouldn't normally do. It's giving you that platform place to be like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot. What I've seen on Instagram, it's obviously a lot of crazy shit, but there's a lot of talented people in the world, man. Like
Yes, man.
they can
Yes.
do amazing shit. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
love it, man. It's amazing, man. Like, oh, especially like I get caught in the real shit too, and I be scrolling through the reels, and I be like, yo, that's crazy. Like, people doing all kinds of shit, man. You know what? You know what brought a lot of that out though? The pandemic did bring a lot of that shit out because that made people tap into that primal fear, that survival mode, man. Like straight
Right,
up.
sink or swim, man. That's some
Right.
people. You learned a lot about yourself during that shit, man. Like, I
Yeah,
always
yeah, yeah. Like, because that's when I was, like I said, I was working at that shop, and like, they're a small shop, so it's like they had to like do a step back, in Baltimore City hit everybody with that whole like restrictions and whatnot. So it's like there's like, hey, we're gonna have to like take off like this 2 weeks. They're talking about like the whole COVID thing, and I was like, well, shit. If I was already contemplating like going on my own because it's like I'm here like 8 hours in a day. So, but I'm missing out. I can be at home like making 3 hats and making what I need. You know what I'm saying? So, but then it was like, yo, in my mind, it's like, yo, this is your time. It's your time to just step out there and just go run with it, man. Like
yeah,
that's what I did because I never really liked to. Well, when I left my job security, like, and it was like 5 years before the whole pandemic thing. So it was like I knew I had to get out there and like put that grind the fuck in. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Because I got 3 kids, dude. I got an 18-year-old and two 23-year
right.
olds. So, you know what I mean? Like, and a wife. So I had to make that shit work. You know what I mean? But it played out well.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a fire under your ass. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah. That's
Like,
when you work the best.
yeah, no, of course. That's under pressure, man. Listen, that's what motherfuckers shine. Like, you don't really care about the blowouts as much as the motherfucking cats that came back from the fourth quarter and like, you know what I'm saying, 2 seconds on the clock. What? You know what I mean? That's the glory. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
you had, show and prove there. So so you got some pieces to show us? Because your style is dope. How did before you even show us, how did you get like, because you're making hats, but the shit that I see is that like you're taking we're gonna talk about it because I want to find out how you get it done. You're taking gear and recycling it and stuff and doing crazy shit with it. You're not just making like hats from, I
Yeah,
haven't
just
seen.
turn it into a hat. Yeah, that's what it was. Like 2017 is when I kicked into the whole upcycling thing. I mean, I was doing it before, but never really. Like the thing that pulled me into wanting to do upcycle is I always used to just look at like vintage polo swim trunks and see all the details. Like the Tommy and the polo stuff always had the crazy fucking details. And I was like, yo, what if you turn that shit into a long bill? Like, because I love outdoor gear. You know what I mean? I'm in the outdoor gear heavy.
Yep.
Like my favorite brand is EMS.
Right.
So I'm all about like outdoor wear, and I'm all about long bills. I love long bills, man. I know you see me make a lot of long bills,
I love,
but like, yeah,
yeah,
like my style is, yeah, like you say, like my style is really just outdoors is a big inspiration.
yeah. I feel you. No, of course, because it's practical gear. It like street gear is dope, but like it's not practical and it doesn't work in bad weather. Like outdoor gear looks dope, and it's like you ain't getting wet at all. Like you ain't getting
Exactly.
touched with some. You know what I'm saying? Shit just running right off your shit. You like chilling. Like what? You know what I mean?
Right.
So and
So I
it's
got a piece. I got a couple pieces right here, but I got one I just made last night. Aztec joint with like cotton with some cotton wool blend material I just got. Shout out to my man Jonathan. Got some buck leather on that joint. And then I've
oh,
been doing a lot of cinch hats. So I got the leather for the cinch loops. I haven't put the shock cord
do
on it
you
yet.
do you do the like buckle joints too with the
Yeah,
back?
yeah, I do a lot of buckle based hats. Like lately, I just been going crazy with the cinch thing because I'm playing with like different back fasteners and whatnot, and just trying to come up with something different. I got a new pattern that I'm going to be dropping soon. That's kind of like a hybrid between a 5 panel and a 6 panel cap. So I'm going to be like doing a collection of hats with that soon. And like another joints I like making the like they got one right there. I like making hats out of the silks.
Uh,
Yeah, like
so you only do like the upcycle shit now?
huh? Nah,
Do,
dude, nah. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people doing it. Like
no, I mean,
which
no, I mean that. No, I mean, are you do like for your particular business? Is that all you do, or
no, no,
you?
no. I actually come out. I do my own designs too. Like I call this the jigsaw design, which I see probably see me do it a lot. Chop out other stuff. Like I do like a lot of my own. Like my style is more of like I'm into like shapes and angles. So I like yeah. So you'll probably see me do a lot of hats like that. Like when I
Right.
do a lot of like old vintage Nike stuff, I like to add like reflective materials and whatnot, and like break it down. Like give it like trying to make it more of like an art piece. Something like somebody have forever. Like they look like what 10 years, 15 years later, and like yo I can you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like rather than
Aztec
just
again?
riffing.
Show that Aztec one again.
Yeah.
No,
You talking about the leather? Yeah. This is
yeah.
right.
Oh, that shit. That
Flat
shit.
brim. You can bend to any way you want. Like
Yeah.
I use the same brim insert material that they use. They use this insert material for shoes. I ain't gonna say what it is, but it's for shoes, whatever. But you can click it out and use it for brims. It's cellulose, so it doesn't like dry out and it doesn't break kind of like a cardboard brim. When people see it, they be like, "Oh, you use cardboard," but it's not. It's not cardboard. It's like some high tech shit. It's really good. You can get
Oh,
wet and all that.
dope, dope. So, how would somebody like? Well, first of all, like when you sit down and like make a joint, like do you sketch it out first, like or does you just sit down? You just sit at the machine and just you
So
got
what
the
I do,
piece in front.
I got a little thing that I do. Unless it's a custom order, usually a lot of people send in their directions and stuff they want. I let them do what they want. A lot of people think that it's just all me, it's what I want to do, but it's not. I give them the open field to try to come up with what they want. But for me, I like to put the materials down. If it's like some one-on-one stuff I'm doing, I like to just lay the materials down and just look at it for about a good like 5-10 minutes and take it all in. Sometimes it's like it won't even be that. It'll just end up getting put away if if I'm not feeling it, and I'll come back to it later. You know what I mean? Like I put a lot of time into it, but I'm not really into the sketching of like line sheet stuff. Like I don't really do none of that. I
Mm,
just I just like start cutting. I come up with the idea in my mind.
right, and just keep it moving from there. And like,
I tried doing that other stuff to like try to make it feel more. I don't know. I told myself official, but it's like shit. What I'm already doing is official. I just throw my template down. Or I go use the clicker press and like put it down. Got the dies and just click it all out. I'll do that, or I'll be at home and just do it. Because I work between my house and the shop I used to work at. I still allow me to come in there to use the big clicker press machine to punch out my brims because I click all my own brims out.
damn. So, what was I gonna say? What's the smallest piece of clothing that you can use to make a hat from? Because it seems like that.
I mean,
Yeah,
shit, I had out of boxer shorts.
you can make a hat out. Really?
Yeah, yeah, bandana. Bandana's the smallest. Yeah, you can get a full hat out of a bandana.
Out of a regular size bandana.
Out of a regular size bandana, yeah. But you can get a hat out, a regular hat out. You can get a hat out of 20 by 20.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
So all right. So then what's so if here's where you can share because every time I'm looking at a jacket I'm like I gotta fucking reach out to this cat. So what is the process if someone wanted to get a custom piece from you and what how's it go?
I mean, usually email. You will email me at jerrillsankey@gmail.com. You send in your materials. It's a 2-day turnaround.
2 day turnaround.
Yeah, I'm pretty like on it, bro. I do this shit all day, every day. Like I be on it, like yeah. So like, but unless I have like something going on, I'll let you know. It will be this such and such time. But usually, yeah, like people sending stuff in, it'd be a 2-day turnaround. You know, what I mean, I have a few cats that I only do up to 2 hats per order, but I have a few cats that I do some wholesale stuff for.
And how much?
Oh, so for a custom hat, I do 150 for one. I mean, if you get two, it's 200.
Okay.
So,
what the hell was I gonna say?
like all the hats get lined, they get lined with mesh. You know what I mean? Like the fitting, I make it to your fitting. Like if you like your hat shallow, you can get it shallow. You like deep crown, you can get a deep crown. If you're a Charlie Brown head motherfucker, you can get it like you can get a big size joint. Yeah, like so I go according to that, and I do fitted elastic back, fitted draw cord. Like I can do 4-panel caps, 6-panel caps, baseball snapback hat, like with the buckram in the front. Yeah, like
Yeah,
the stiffener, like all those. I mean,
yeah.
I make duffel bags and shit too. So, but I don't get to do that much because I'm always making hats.
And so you said like I was gonna say my question was how do you work with the customer during the process? So like they they'll send in like
They're
how
sending
they
them like I let them know beforehand. Like a lot of times, people sending their materials, they'll just give me their whole description via Gmail or whatever, like emails. Or a lot of times, when I'm getting ready to start, and it seems complicated. I will call them and we'll talk about it so I can like make sure pick their head so they can get what they want. At the end of the day, it's all about making sure the customer's satisfied. You know what I mean? Making sure they get what they want. You know what I'm saying? And not like a lot of times, well, most of the time, like it's always good. I've rarely ever had a bad reaction to somebody's getting a hat from me.
you make the trapper hats too, kid.
Rappers, all that, man. Like I be going for, like I said, man, I be trying to make any kind of like different style I can. Like I said, the new style I got coming up is going to be pretty cool because I've never seen a pattern before, so it's like it's pretty dope. And it's
You
gonna be outdoor shit.
you do any visors?
Visors, that's yeah. I just got through working on a pattern for a new visor pattern for the summer.
Oh, word.
So
Yeah.
when spring kick in. So yeah. I got one coming up.
Damn, so like I'm gonna have to just get some CTC. Yeah. I'm sorry, my brain is churning
Yeah,
right now.
we should talk behind the scenes, man. We can come up with something.
Yeah, yeah, we gonna talk. We gonna talk. So yeah, yo, this is fucking dope. So style wise, well, let's go back to the music for a second. Because I always like to bring it there too. What were you like rocking with heavy? You know what I'm saying? Well, in high school, I mean that's a real coming of age time. So 16, 17 years old. Like I think you're a little younger than me. So what was like your shit coming up?
You said the music out that was
Yeah,
on.
your go-to music as far as you.
But high school, man, it was a lot. I ain't gonna lie. High school was like, for me, it was a lot of Dipset shit. Like at the time.
What?
At the time, it was like I was listening to a lot of Dipset in like high school. You know what I mean? Like all the mixtape lights back then and whatnot. Like I was listening to a lot of that stuff and like Doom.
You got me into Doom. All right.
A
So
lot of Doom. Got into Doom heavy.
so in high school, was this? Oh, so frame it for me. You were in high school. And, this is '02.
Well, I graduated 04.
Okay.
No. Sorry. I graduated 03. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was behind a year.
You graduated '03. And so that was like, so then when it, because I don't see no Dipset on your page though. So like,
Nah, because like, but I was listening to the stuff that I posted on my page. I was listening to then, but I was listening to everything in high school. But back then, I was like, it was a lot of Dipset stuff, but I was listening to everything else too. But like now, it's like, I mean, the last time I listened to some Dipset was like a couple weeks ago. I listened to the Jim Jones mixtape, Rider Music.
Oh, okay.
That was my joint. That was my joint. I haven't got to use the one with the second song on there yet. But yeah, lately I've been I listen to a lot of Wu. I'm on a lot of Wu Tang. Like I listen to like a lot of Doom. I listen to a lot of like Duck Down stuff, Boot Camp Click. I mean,
Yeah.
Redman. Like I be on that wave.
Yo, and just real quick to quickly switch gears. You weren't fucking with no like fashion drawing or
Now
music.
I never really got into like sketching clothing. Like the only thing I drew back in the day was like cars. I'd like draw cars and stuff. I never really got into. I sketched. I sketched hats a couple times, but nothing really like getting into like drawing or anything. Nah,
That's crazy.
none of that. Nah, it just never I just started reading like more than just magazines lately. Like I've been getting into stuff like that, but drawing wise, nah, I never really got big into drawing.
Did you do any music or anything?
Like some people do. You know what I
Hmm?
mean? I said I wish I could draw like some people
Oh
do.
yeah, of course. Did you ever do any music or anything?
Music, no. No, I never got into doing the music. I used to want to be a producer back in the day, but I never really got into it.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy, man. That, like, you know, how things work out, huh? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah, but
mean,
I always been big into collecting. Like that's just I collect vinyl and shit.
oh really?
Yeah, yeah, vinyl sneakers. Like I'm into that type of stuff. Like I just all really big on the collecting scale.
All right, you should you got anything if you, near you to show? Like what you I didn't know you collect sneakers too. Like so you go to the conventions, like you resell, or you
Nah,
just
I don't do resale. Oh, I just started I got a Depop. It's funny you mentioned that because I just took photos of some stuff that I just been sitting on that I bought and I never wore, and I'm gonna sell it on eBay. Another thing before I started making hats to fund me making hats because I used to go to Goodwills and stuff to find all like the old hats that I can take the components out that was never unworn hats. You know, you go to Goodwill and they have like a bunch of like McDonald's hats from the workers or whatever that they never used. I go there and like try to find hats like that never worn, and I everything was recycle based when I first started making hats. So I was taking the sweatbands out of hats I found at the Goodwills because I didn't have any source of finding materials like I do now. Like I can get like bulks of like sweatbands and
what?
bulks of clips. Before I was taking those off of hats that I found at thrift stores,
Oh
but I
what?
was also I'm a big thrifter too, but I haven't been able. I just started back thrifting lately because I've been getting the bug. You know what I mean? Because I haven't really been able to do it. I'm always in my studios like making ads. So lately I've been going on a hunt again. You know what I mean? Looking my main things like video games, jackets, and like hats. Because I used to sell vintage caps too. You know what I mean? I would buy like vintage sports caps and like even if they were worn, I like wash them, condition them and shit, and like put new sweatbands in them and like resell them. Like yeah, that's how I used to fund the whole operation at first. Like
Oh
selling on eBay, selling
damn.
like old sneakers and sometimes on eBay and whatnot. Yeah, anything I get my hands on. Like if it was selling for somebody else, like just to get a little bit of a profit, and I flip that money on my little trying to make hats operation. So yeah,
Damn, the hustle funding the hustle. All
yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah, salute to you, man. Your story is really inspirational. Yeah, and I'm glad we've been getting the chance to talk about it. Like you know, because it's you put in the work, man, and did what you needed to do, and it's like it paid off. It's like it's dope. So I mean, I just really salute to you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, like for real, and your work is incredible. Everybody, if you haven't checked out his page, man, check out this cat's page. Like, Jerrill Sankey, I can put it in here. Fucking, but if you guys got questions, put them in the thing. Use the questions feature below. So what happened? I saw the brand before. Creative King. So what happened with that?
So I mean, it was going good. You know what I mean? Like, and I was doing it, but I had the name, and I didn't own the name. I was using the name for years. I researched it and I found the person who was using it, but they wasn't using it, and they was just sitting on it. So I just kept doing it. You know what I mean? Because I made it without even like knowing to look into it until like, a couple years went by, and then I looked into it, and then I got to reach out, and then yeah, I had to like let that go. But like eventually, I was like pushing to going with my person, like my name, Jerrill Sankey. You know what I mean? Jerrill Sankey headwear or whatnot. Just going with that and just flowing with it. But I mean, I was bummed a little bit. But I used to make like clothes and whatnot with it. I used to get like shirts printed, t-shirts printed, like Pretty King brand with the Brain and Crown logo.
Yep.
That was the main thing. But it was really surrounded around like the handmade hats. You know what I mean? But I just like tried to add like a clothing brand thing to it. But you know what I mean? I'm happy with what I got going on now though. I'm still trying to like find my identity as I move on, like yeah, like what am I gonna evolve into next? Like
Right.
what is
Yeah. What's the end game for you there? Like, are you, are you looking at, to me, it seems the next logical step seems like a clothing line.
right, right. That's eventually gonna be it. But I like right now I'm doing a lot of I do a lot of collaborations with a lot of existing brands. Like I've done some big stuff with like some big brands too. Like I've done the PRPS thing. I collaborated with them for over like a year. We did drops of like 25 hats and whatnot, like small limited drops. And I do that with like a bunch of other like brands. We do small limited drops, like we do like, and so that right now, that's just the model right now, just going with different brands, like up and coming brands, and dropping with them and doing stuff.
No, that's dope, and it's like, I mean, it's all if look, listen, if you can stay grassroots and still make your paper,
Right.
it's always better,
That's why I kind of, and that's the thing where I was like looking at. I think I like where it's going. You know what I mean? It's if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
And so I'm like just gonna keep going doing my thing, man. Like oh no, I'd be like that old dude, the guy like oh no, it was like a thing on Vice TV a long time ago where the dude that made the Cosby sweaters. I don't know if you ever seen that. The one old cat. He was known for just making Bill Cosby sweaters that he wore on the Cosby Show. So that was his thing. Like that's what he became known for. Like he just did that for years. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I don't know, but if it'll be something like that, why not? You know what I mean? Like,
No, it's like if there's a lane, you clearly found one. It's like a groove. So that's I know I hear what you're saying. Like it makes sense because like sometimes it's like the best thing is right in front of us.
right, right.
Like,
Yeah.
we're all-
So I don't see myself like. I don't really see myself really trying to like hurry up to evolve into something different. Like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm just gonna like keep doing it.
you
Like,
get bored at all, like artistically or anything?
do I get bored like what making hats?
Yeah.
No,
Really?
nah, nah, not at all, man. Like it's in me now. Like I've been doing it every day for like years. You know what I'm saying? So like even if it's just something I just wanted to see something turn into a hat, I just do it. I make a lot of shit for myself too. So
I
I mean, so I'm sitting on. I got totes of stuff, man.
bet. I bet you
Like
got.
getting some kicks or something, like a outfit or something. I'm always in. Like what? I was making a hat for somebody else. They sent these North Face shorts that was like had fish all over them. I don't know if you follow Jay Has Many Faces.
I've seen the page. I don't know if I found it.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah. So like he said, I was making a hat for him with had the fish on. I'm like, yo, these be hard. These swim trunks hard. If they was like shorts, I'll rock them with their swim trunks. When I looked, I'm like, man, fuck them. Searching them, I found it for $20, man. I bought 2 pairs of them joints, man, just to make me have a pad of rock and make a hat to match for the next.
Oh shit!
Yeah, yeah. Like I be doing that, man. Like, why not take advantage of it?
Man.
Yeah, but nah, I don't get bored with hats. Like if I sometimes I take breaks though. You know what I mean? I take well, but like I said, I make hats for other people too. So I'm kind of really no way out of it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I have to take like a week and just not do nothing.
Right,
I
right.
mean, hang out with my kids. You know what I mean, like which I'm doing as I'm working because they're upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean, yeah. Sometimes I take breaks just to like free my mind of it and
Yeah.
whatnot. But I love it, man. I'm not gonna stop.
No, that's fucking dope, man.
Not
Like,
gonna stop.
nah, that's what people need to hear, man. That is the ideal, man. Just for not the 1 hour commute to some fucking shit
Yeah,
show.
because at the end of the day, it is work. It is my job. I complain sometimes, but it's like when you like doing it, you can just throw on your music or watch like my whole thing now is watching Cheaters on the Roku. And just letting that shit play. It's just like working on hats. You know what I mean? Taking breaks just to be like, what? Like shit, man. Just like that's my thing, man. Like, I want changes for the world. I like it.
No, it's dope, man. I mean, that's living the dream right there. So hats off to you. No pun intended. Um, so real quick, back to the music before we get out of here. It is Wu Wednesday, and I would assume just based on what you shared earlier to me about your music interest that you fuck with Wu-Tang. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Okay, so no particular. I'm not asking to rank them, but just like for you, who are the top cats for you, and for what particular reasons?
In the group,
Yeah, like
uh, top,
immediate standouts that come to you, like your go-to guys.
my go-to guy one is Capadonna.
Okay.
I love Capadonna. I like Capadonna because when I first heard him, like it's just like the whole rapping about his style and his gear, like that always gets me. You know what I mean? Like he has some little bit of background of being in Maryland. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Right.
They always like him, Jizza Genius. Always learn something from the Jizza. You know what I'm saying? Like I love listening to Jizza. I love Jizza is dope. And then my third dude is Ghostface Killer.
Ghost,
Yeah, those are my top three dudes in the group.
Jizza, Ghost, and for what particular reason for why Ghost? Some people like is it the slang? Well, I mean, Ghost got the total package.
Ghost got the slang. Ghost got style.
Uh,
And I mean, he's just a different beast, man. Like I love Ghostface Killer, man. He got that charisma.
yeah, he
You know?
comes. Yeah, he comes with
He
that.
make you like, I don't know, when he raps you, like it's like you I don't know, make you feel like you live in it, like a movie.
No, you're right. Yeah, no, but it's funny. I mean, I've talked to people about this, like his evolution though, because when he first came out, it wasn't the Ghost Dini shit and all that,
Right.
right? It was like, the mask and the grimy
Exactly.
forget grimy Ghost on Bring the Ruckus, because that's my favorite Wu-Tang song of all time. Like as a group, Bring the Ruckus, and like we forget how like grimy Ghost was at that time, and then we see the evolution to Starks, and that is a pretty interesting trip to big furs and shit like
Right.
what's that
Body necklaces and whatnot.
eagle claw shit and everything. Okay, all the Wallaby champ and all that, like.
Right.
So it's interesting to see his evolution as an artist. He said Jizza. Yeah, Jizza's to me he's like he's the OG that shit to me. Running shit. You said Cap, Cap. A lot of people don't say Cap. When
Yeah, I know that, man. Like I don't know, man. I always fuck with Capadonna, man. You know what I mean? At first the pillage is like I love it. I mean, that CD has been stuck in my CD player in my car for the last 4 years. It's just sitting in there, like, and it's always there. So that's something I'm always playing. I play at least once a week.
Nah, Cap's nice, yo. I mean, I
love Capadonna, man.
Nah, Cap's nice to me. He's spit some very memorable verses, as part of the clan, man. Like,
Oh, for sure.
Like people, so Cap's nice, man. So yeah, we're gonna get ready to get on out of here, man. I definitely wanna thank you, man. You really listen, this was very insightful for me. And like I said, I just wanted to get to know you better, man. Like there's no this as far as like so that's just chopping it up. I mean, to me, it's like I'm so curious when I'm on your page. I'm like, what the me? Showing it to Wifey. I'm like, you're like, yo, what the fuck is this nigga doing, yo? Like crazy, yo. Like,
yeah, I've been trying to go crazy with the reels lately, yo. Like just trying to play like the most like top hip hop I can like put on, man, and like just make it flow.
Yo, keep doing that, yo. Trust me, that's what they want, yo. So that's the feed. That's the IG That's what they want. So the reels, and you'll see if I'm sure if your page is a business page, if you see the insights, you'll see the difference already.
Right,
Like,
right.
in the
Yeah, it's getting some hits.
it's, you'll see. Yeah, no, it's crazy. You're making them like transition and stuff. And all you need is like 30 seconds. Well, you can't. And just you can't play more than 29 seconds anyway of like copywritten shit. So
Right, exactly.
so,
So
but
I try to keep it under there for sure.
yeah. So nah, that's dope, man. And it's very inspirational because like I'm like, for me personally, I'm trying to do my own thing. I want to do my own thing, and it's like it's inspirational for me just to keep pushing, keep plugging away, and and doing it. And it's like just do it, man. It's like fuck waiting around. Like I always tell people. So I'm just glad you just said like, yeah, I'm gonna do this shit. Like in this retirement, fuck it, we out. Let's go do it.
Yeah, man. I tell people every time now, like, cause I'm now it's like when I got into it, it's on this thing now. I know I'm going to the next level when I feel uncomfortable. Like when you get that uncomfortability part coming in, that's when you know you're in a different terrain. So it's like now I'm always looking for my next uncomfortable moment of my step up. So like yeah, because after that you're not it's something you're not used to. So you know you like progressing. At first when it first happened, I was like scared as shit of that. I didn't know how to take that, but now I gauge it as like a success thing.
No, that's dope, man. I mean, and that's a good way to look at it. Like you got to step outside. It doesn't it's like with stretching. Like you push, you want it to feel. If you just feel it okay, then you're not. You gotta push a little. You gotta get a little uncomfortable, man. You gotta.
Right, right.
That's how That's how you grow, man. I was just thinking, like, and maybe we could talk about this offline, some other things, but I would love to, if you're down, like, shoot like something of you like making a joint, like making an actual hat, like some type of I don't know, I won't say a documentary, just like a video like of the process.
Yeah. I'd be down to do that
Because
shit.
I'm in Pittsburgh, so I'm not too far from you. So like yeah, so
Okay. You in Pittsburgh? Oh, I bet. Yeah,
yeah,
you're not too far at all.
no, I'm not far.
Man, we can look something up for sure.
Yeah, so let's talk though. We'll get each other's math and stuff like that, and build on that and some other things. But I think that'd be dope. I mean, I like seeing shit, man. Because listen, your work is so dope. Everybody rocking this cat, like it's like because it's so unique and it's a style that I like. Like it's like, and so, I mean, I can't rock the new era joints, man. The boxy joints.
Yeah. I used to be
Don't
on those back in the day, but no, I can't do it now. Like
yeah.
I always been a fan of the 5-panel catwell. This
They
one,
just fit me better. I mean, they just fit my head better. Like there's otherwise there's like a bunch of space in the top. Like I look like a goofy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like
yeah. I haven't worn like a fitted cap in years, man.
no, but when they first came out, they were also a little bit more
Fitting. They were way more fitting back in the
yeah,
day.
they were fit. They were actually fitted. They didn't sit up like a fucking like
Right now, it's like that. I don't like that shape in the front is horrible.
I can't. Let me look at I can't do
He's
it.
looking like Plies out this bitch.
It's just be looking crazy, yo. But it's funny because to each his own. Because I always say like it doesn't matter. Like style is so independent. Because I've had niggas when some niggas want to like come at me, they be like, "Oh, you look like a baseball coach or some shit." They say, I'm like, "Fuck it, yo. It is what it is. I'm feel good, so I feel comfortable. So I mean, people rock what they like, but it's this nigga was like, you look like somebody's like, yeah, you out golfing or some shit. And I was like, what? Well, actually, but yeah. So I want to thank you, man. Appreciate you for jumping on. We're gonna get this on the YouTube, and
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate you having me on the platform for sure.
no, man, the pleasure was mine, and I had a lot of questions answered, and so we'll definitely have to build in the physical. Like I got my brain be working a mile a minute, but I want to talk to you about some other things. So we'll link up, and everybody salute to everybody joining in. We'll get this on our YouTube channel. We're going live in 9 minutes with our people. Save the hip hop culture for the after party. So rock with us. But so thanks again, man. I just keep saying it, but it was really dope, and let's talk soon, for real.
Hell yeah, man. We'll keep up, man. I'll talk to you definitely. Like, hit me up.
Oh, absolutely. So be good. Thanks, all.
Yeah, peace.
Peace.